What's up, guys? It's your boy Sean Hilliker, back at it again with another video. Today's a special day, so we are gonna be doing something with Black Pearl that's been long awaited for a long time. Tacomas have this for a while, but today we are gonna go ahead and put a hat on top of Pearl, and let's see how it goes. So what do you guys think? I should just go ahead and just get everything out? Let's see. That's not what I wanted to do. There we go. Getting there. Just a couple more pieces. Gotta make sure the P, the Prinsu design, is on the left side. The one silver non-painted cross member goes behind the wind dam. So black cross members, one silver cross member unpainted, one air dam, two main channel frames. Let's put it together. Okay, so in the box with the Prinsu rack, you should be getting a giant bag of hardware that includes 4 smaller bags. One of the bags should be your tie-down ring standard package, just little loops for the top and rail to tie stuff down. Not really needed for mounting the Prinsu rack right now, so I'll put this to the side. Another bag is for the rivet nuts and the bolts and the spacers to mount the rack to the roof. So after we put this rack together, we're going to go to the next step, and this will be involved in the hole drilling and the mounting it officially. So we can kind of put this off to the side right now. So the 2 other packages, one is the wind deflector package, so the bolts and hardware to mount the plate to the silver unpainted cross member. So with these holes, just line up the holes in the slots where the bolts go in, and we'll just go ahead and put that on first. So you get one of these packages, and then finally you get the hardware for the official bolting up, or all the main boltings of the cross members to the rain gutter railings. So put this. We'll go ahead and do the wind deflector, putting that together right now, and get back to you in a second. So I had originally installed the Prinsu rack on top of my truck, and I had done all the recordings for it, all the install. I had drilled the holes, description of the certain drill bits, certain tools to clamp the rivet nuts down, how to line it all, and I somehow lost that footage somewhere, transferring from my computer, going on the next trip and deleting stuff. Yeah, so I lost it all. So I just want you all to kind of bear with me here. I know it's kind of slightly windy, so I'm sure the camera's kind of picking that up right now. That's next on my list to definitely pick up kind of a road mic with a little fluff on it to kind of kill the wind noise, but I don't have it yet, so you guys kind of have to deal with me. So right now I have just installed the roof rack a couple weeks ago, and I kind of want to do a final, kind of a rundown of what it looks like fully installed on a Toyota Tundra, because I only know of a handful on social media that has the Prinsu rack on their truck right now on these second and third gen Tundras. So I know it'd be very beneficial to y'all out there that are looking for a roof rack, whether it's the M rack by KC Lights or the Front Runner roof rack, and I don't know if you're converting some of the old Gobies. I know what's the other brand? Go Rhino. They're creating their own roof racks. A lot of people are creating roof racks, you know, because when I got into this off-roading my Tundra 5 years ago, I can tell you there was almost nothing out there for full-size trucks. There's very few. You had to modify or build your own, kind of where you were stuck with. But today and age, in 2019, there are so many products out there. I usually get that all the time, of people saying that they can't find much for full-size trucks. And yes, it's limited compared to the Tacomas and 4Runners, because everybody's making products for those things. But for full-size trucks, there's actually a pretty good wide market for our trucks, and just aftermarket bumpers, front, rear, skids, roof racks. There's a lot more attachments now that you can get easily. So, but yeah, today we're just gonna run through. I guess I'll bring the camera with me over here in a second, but I'll show you kind of like what I did. I know I can't go into super detail of what I was doing at the time of the install during the drilling bits, hole sealing, and all that. So I'll let to show you. Okay, guys, I just got the camera off the stand, and we're gonna go walk around the truck up to the roof rack. So for what y'all can't really see much, I guess not much close pictures, because honestly, Prinsu Studio Design really doesn't have any great pictures or videos of really what the rack looks like on full-size trucks, or at least the Tundra. Even like Tacos and 4Runners, like there's videos out there, people, you can look on Instagram, they have pictures and stuff, but you just don't really see too much close-ups of like installs, and because I'm sure most people are really hesitant even drilling in their truck, let alone pulling the, I guess for the 4Runners or the Tacos, they already have holes pre-drilled, they just got to pull tape off, and a lot of people are even scared to even do that on their own, pulling the tape off and pulling the seal in, just getting leakage in the roof. So you never really see how-to videos of what the roof rack really looks like up close. So I just want to give y'all a really close-up view before I start going into everything, before, during, and after thoughts. So yeah, I apologize for my truck's pretty dirty right now. So I had to clean it the other day because I went to take pictures. Obviously I had to take pictures here and there, but I had to clean it because I'm about to compound, polish, and wax the entire truck, because the scratches are just god awful on this thing, which I mean, it doesn't bother me too much, but you know, it's just uneasing to know it's a $40,000 truck. When I bought it new, it was perfect condition. Now it's just covered in these white lines that are all in the clear coat, so it can all come out for sure, but it's just, you know, you want a good looking truck. You bought it, you didn't buy a junker to go wheeling. So let me take you up to the front over here. And I guess for y'all wondering, these cases, actually, I know a lot of people run the what was the big brand, Pelican cases, the Pelican Gun Cases. This is what these are pretty much gun cases, but people use Pelican, and like, God, they're like $250 a case, if I remember correctly, off like even Amazon or something. So I went ahead and I've ran some Plano cases, which I was not impressed before. This is what this case is actually. It's a Plano AW2 all-weather version 2, I believe, gun case in the 46-inch length. They make a 46, a 36, and they sell a pistol case, which actually I thought about picking up. Kind of same dimensions. It can just almost fill up this empty spot if I needed more storage. But this is a, yes, Plano all-weather tactical AW2 model, if y'all are wondering out there. Just picked the two of them up on Amazon, super cheap. They're like 60 bucks, and they come with locks. So you pretty much push this button and it springs up, and just the quality of this is actually unbelievable. It's a rubber seal. Both the cases have rubber seals around the edges. I'll show what the inside looks in a minute, but I mean, honestly, 60 bucks for this? I actually would buy this for my gun. I have a IWI X95 Tavor model I just picked up this year. Awesome gun. About to actually go to the shooting range with it tomorrow, test it out again, but awesome cases. So back to the Prinsu rack. So from what y'all can see, you got the emblem on the far left side, and it's all installed. I'll show you the video. You've already seen the video, but so to go ahead, what I did on this was I actually got my girlfriend, because she's pretty tall, and we placed the whole roof rack on top of the top of the truck, put a blanket up there first, put it on top of there, and I kind of just left the roof rack on top of the truck all day. I kind of just slide the rack back and forth, having it all pretty much bolted together, kept it rigid so I didn't have to worry about falling off. So just the edges on these footings would just kind of hang off to one side when you slide it over to drill the holes and remeasure, and just slide the whole rack to the other side. So honestly, you just need to get it up there, and then you could just leave it up there the whole time, because that's how I installed it. And honestly, if you go to the gym and you're comfortable picking this up and your vehicle's not too tall, it's very doable by yourself. I could easily have done this. I was just being precautious. I didn't know how much it was going to weigh, and it was just awkward, because the biggest thing is just big and awkward. So just making sure you get it up there without like hanging it up and trying to lower it down, leveraging it without the other side footing coming hitting dent in the roof. So I mean, you could do it, but it just makes it easier with 2 or 3 extra people. But to go ahead, I had it all put together. I had pulled the weather stripping out, if you can see right here. I don't know how it's pretty close zoomed in. I don't know if it'll pick it up. So I left the weather stripping off. I thought it was just a hassle, and I thought it actually was. I know a lot of people put them back on, but to me, it's like you put it on, and you just created 2 or 3 opening spots in the weather stripping where water can now enter. And to me, that was just water be sitting underneath that weather stripping, let alone puddling in the locations you actually drilled. And to leave that in, to me, it just seems like you're just asking water to come, because you're just asking water to sit there. Unless it's really truly designed to just keep draining down the edges. To me, the thought of that, I'd rather just have it all open and free flowing. The water just drains as free falling. But to go ahead, it was a fairly easy process after that. It was just a slow process, because you obviously drilling in your roof and just want to make sure it all goes together. So I had all that issue and had it lined up, and that's another thing. Prinsu doesn't really include instructions of anything, placement, templates of where to drill. So I think that's more of a legal issues, because they don't want to be responsible if you do install it incorrectly and come back and blame them. But I don't know if you can see this. Let's see, guys, show you. But it kind of looks a little awkward on where I installed it, where it's kind of a certain length all the way, and it kind of expands up a little, which actually, if you were to slide this whole roof rack maybe about 1 inch, it would actually follow the curvature just correctly. And then I think it'd be a better placement, because it would look better, and I think it would fit better. I forgot to order, but then ordered and received it already. I just haven't installed it. But the little weather stripping right here to stop the whistling noise. Does get a lot more whistle noise, but honestly, my open Toyo mud terrains are a lot louder, and noises like that doesn't really bother me. It's the squeaking that really bothers me. But going back to the placement, which I found out, you can actually see it over there. I don't even know, but I couldn't get the front bolts on either side to actually go in all the way. It's threaded through the Rivnut, but it won't go all the way through. And I've had issues with this now for having this installed for about 3 weeks now, and it's rained. So both sides have it, so it's super annoying. It's not super clean with that. What I ended up doing was using a lot of silicone sealant to kind of seal it off, because it wasn't butting all the way down. I'm not worried about the strength, because this roof rack's pretty solid with 1, 2, 3, 4 other bolts and 8 total bolts already in it. I mean, it's the bolts in it, the Rivnut. It's just not compressing it all the way down, and I think that's due because the curvature of the roof line. So the Rivnut is now at like an angle, I believe, if I had to describe it. So when you went to bolt it down, because the roof, the footing has it kind of going down, you're now trying to thread a bolt down, and then the hole is actually this way. So I think that's why it's not going all the way down. So I found out water testing, test number 1, it rained like 2 days later at work. That night before I went to work, I woke up and started driving. I was like, oh, that's a good time just to look around. So I was looking around, and I noticed that corner over there was actually leaking a little bit of water. There was like a little water stain, and I could feel it was wet from the rain the night before. So I was like, oh shit, that's like the worst nightmare anyone can have, just due to the fact that you just drilled holes in your roof and now it's leaking. So I went home. It actually became very sunny that day. Went home and just poured sealant everywhere. I pulled the roof liner. I actually went, because normally you don't have to pull the roof liner to install these. Oh, that's another thing. You don't have to pull the roof liner, but I did to kind of seal the whole underside, and I poured like 3 holes worth of the Hershey Kiss size sealant you're supposed to on the top, and just sealed everything. And it's I've been into like 3 or 4 downpour rains throughout the night since I've had this, and perfectly fine. This side, no issues whatsoever, so all good. That's another thing. A lot of people are worried about when they're drilling the roof line, they're going to hit the airbags. Honestly, you're not getting even close to the airbags. When I pulled that side up and I looked, and the airbags are actually tucked away in this little edge section, this curved section of your roof line. And then the gutter is actually off to the side. So you're not even close to even touching the airbags. The only time it gets closer actually up front, where these front bolts kind of go through, and kind of because just the roof line pulls it towards the middle, so the airbags kind of come towards that way, so the bolts get a little close, but they were still not touching. So for the people that are worried you're not going to hit airbags, just go slow, and everything should go smoothly, honestly. And just make sure you position the roof rack right. Because I didn't push it further back, because there's another weather stripping. It's like a 2-part, and I didn't feel like I wanted to. See, you can see right there, there's a gap. I didn't want to get too close and have to pull that sealant off, because I just leave that there because it looks a little cleaner off the back. But I could have gotten a little closer right there, where you can see. So I could have scooted it back a further inch, but I didn't know how I was lying, because I didn't have the footing or holes drilled at the time, so it just didn't look like it was gonna fit. Could have done measurements, I guess, but yeah, my truck's a little dirty right now. It got actually warm the last 2 days, up to the 80s, 85s here in Augusta, Georgia, when it's been like, shit, in the 30s every day I ride my motorcycle in, and highs of like 45, 50, and it got warm, and now there's pollen everywhere in my truck. So that's gonna screw us over for spring of having trees dying, because it's now cold again. And yeah, let's go around to the other side. That's pretty much the gist of it. I know I'm like kind of skipping around a lot. And here's those fish eye holes hookups. I don't really have nowhere to put these anywhere, but they're just kind of there. You're gonna put them through the slots. Awesome fixture. Just make sure you tighten it all up after you install it, because I notice, because I'm not usually a big person that worries about loose bolts, but after installing the whole thing, I've noticed that you could tighten these a little bit more after installing all these. But here, let me show y'all real quick. So, awesome roof rack. I haven't stood on it yet, but it's pretty damn solid, no lie. But what you can also do, which I run all my GoPro stuff, but you can actually run what are those bolts? The carriage bolts? Carriage bolts? Yeah, you just put the little square bolts in here. It has the bolts sticking up. I just went on Amazon and got these ram mount threaded females for the 1/4 by 20 threads, and that's what the bolts for everything practically are up here, are 1/4 by 20 threads, and just thread it on, and then you can move it around and then use ram mounts for everything. And I love ram mounts. About to go, I use it practically everything on my motorcycles, everything. Here's some more ram mounts for my phone. I might pick up something else right there pretty soon. I don't know if y'all are on social media, Instagram for the Tundras. Somebody just came out with something there, so that's more ram mounts. But yeah, I love ram mounts. I love configuring shit. It's like Legos for kids. That's why all the guys really have work on trucks, is just because you can customize all this shit. But let me show you all real quick what I did to install these, because I know that's what everybody's gonna ask. But yeah, super easy. There's 5 of these little clips, and you can actually lock them. They come with keys and lock. So for 60 bucks, this thing's a damn steal, the quality wise. But what I did, and I'll list the parts on the description below, but what I did was, I still have tape in here from when I measured everything. But you can get away with the same bolt idea from the cartridge bolts. God, I can't. Carriage. I can't pronounce it. Fuck me. But anyways, these are like 1.5 inches. You could probably get away with 1 inch long bolts, but same 1/4 thread by 20, 1/4 diameter by 20 threads. So what you have is you have the carriage bolt, a giant flat rubber washer. It's about 1 inch in diameter, and then what that does, you put that underneath between the rail. I don't know if y'all can see it. It's a little tight. Let's see if I can lift it up a little bit. Nope. But anyways, yeah, you put that between the rail and the box, and what that do, well, it's kind of seal it with the rainwater and like just air pressure with the wind coming up, and it will eliminate the vibration noise. As this, I mean, it's plastic, it's polymer, so it's gonna flex in the wind and just kind of rattle, but it kind of lifts the box off the rails a little bit, and just kind of really just takes away all the noise. So you have the flat washer, then you have just a normal flat stainless steel washer, and use the wing nuts so you can easily remove them. Yes, you have to drill holes in the box. So that's another thing why I went cheap on these cases, because I didn't really want to spend that much money on Pelican cases and drill holes, and now you're really stuck with them and can't really do much else with them. But I haven't decided yet. But on the other one, I filled already with all my recovery gear, so strap, snatch blocks, shackles, all up there. This thing was filled with like the foam, like for gun cases and all that, so I had left the bottom layer and kind of filled it up there, so it kind of dampens all the movement around, so it doesn't rattle much. And you get stuff like towels and blankets in there to eliminate stuff from moving around and making kind of more noises when you're off-roading, because constantly moving, everybody knows, it's just, you always have that one part in your truck that's always just rattling, and you're just bothering you the whole time, whether it's in the cup holders and the doors, but something's always rattling. But yeah, we got that, and just go ahead and seal that up. Okay guys, that's kind of just a wrap up of what the roof rack was, how it is. I feel like I am missing a couple things, issues, but honestly overall easy build if you do it right. I know there's not instructions, so learn from my mistakes, ask questions. You guys ask them below. I know there's not many people that install these Prinsu racks or racks in general on trucks that require drilling, and let alone people that actually want to drill on the roof line. Because I know a lot of people that install these Prinsu racks, but they're on tacos that with already threaded bolts and 4Runners that already have threaded old rails from the factory. So all they do is peel the tape, seal it, bolt it down, voila. It's another thing to actually go ahead, take a drill, align it, mark it, and then drill through sheet metal and have it permanently there, and not from the factory, professionally done. But it sounds scary, but it's not bad at all. Honestly, the drilling part wasn't the part that was like worrying me. It was the Rivnuts, because it was very difficult to find any information on these Rivnuts and the installation of sheet metal. So it's kind of like I had to really search around on YouTube. Look on YouTube. People always say Google, but YouTube is the second largest search engine on the internet. So, and video quality, and the video demonstrations, DIYs are just phenomenal these days. You can learn how to do anything on you, just learn really on our YouTube these days. But so that just kind of concludes the roof rack. Nothing about it, it's super strong. Paint hasn't really worn off or anything or faded. It's still super clean. But yeah, I know that's another thing. CBI and Prinsu, they don't really have much accessories for these right now. So if you want like straps, I know some you can get the little fisheye hooks. You can go to a hardware store and get all the little knickknacks. But for like the straps and all that, and you can hold storage boxes like with corner feedings, so you can hold boxes up there, or like kayaks or surfboard mounts. A lot of that stuff you can kind of run over to a Front Runner. Front Runner uses the same kind of design, so you can kind of inter switch them, but it's kind of just terrible to buy something and have to use somebody else's another brand name accessories, because Prinsu hasn't really came out with anything, which I'm assuming they'll come out pretty soon. But oh yeah, so the gap up there, I personally was already going to run LED lights, a bar light up top. I just haven't bought one yet. It's all super pricey. I had just finished installing the new fog lights and actually new LED lighting, which the video should be coming up pretty soon. I've recorded everything. I just got to put it all together on the unboxing and the install. I didn't know, not install, but the before and after of the lighting. So, but real quick, it's gonna be a 30-inch Baja design S8 model, just white light driving combination. I'm slowly switching from to Baja design from Rigid Industries. I think Rigid's kind of just getting outdated, and they're kind of losing me personally, just because I'm not a big fan of all these bright colored blue-green light flashing, and I just feels like that's what show trucks use, and that's what a lot of people that's what Rigid's kind of going in that direction, and I feel like Baja is more oriented to actual performance and like racing. The Baja races and like just King of the Hammers, you'll see Baja design used more often, and it's an American-made product, so gotta support that for our country. But yeah, this kind of wraps it all up. I'm about to actually kind of roll into after this video, but it'll be a separate video since I'm right here. I'm gonna do a walk down of the Black Pearl, because I have gotten a ton of messages of just doing a walk around of the truck. It's been 5 years. I haven't really done any walk around or description. You just get bits and pieces from Instagram pictures and videos of everything. But since I'm right here, I'm gonna go ahead and just film that, so it'll be in the next video after this, just a walk down. But yeah, if y'all like this video, like and subscribe, follow me, message me, comment down below. I literally try to answer everything, or at least comment if anything. If you have any questions, message me. Instagram is just Black Pearl, the Tundra, just underscore between all the words. Just DM me, comment down below, and I'll try to answer all the questions. I have no problem. I really like to help people. It's kind of why I got into the whole filming of my videos of off-roading, because I wanted to show people what this different world of off-roading is. And then it's like, oh, I want to show what a full-size truck can do. And now I just kind of want to talk to y'all and just kind of give ideas and just show people like the products out there for full-size trucks are out there, and just like you gotta just go out there and do it. And like I want to show people. So like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. See you guys later. Thanks.